All right. So you got this book idea. You're ready to get cranking. The word outline scares you. And you're like, oh, that sounds like a lot of work. All right, let me make it easier for you. Let me help you plan your book a little bit quicker. So there are 5 milestones during the planning stage. And the first one I call know your what. Okay. So during this step, this is where you're going to decide exactly what your book is going to be about. All right. You're going to think in terms of how long you want it to be. You're going to think in terms of whether it's going to be completely text based, whether there's going to be photos in it. The easiest way to kind of make some of these decisions is grab a favorite book off the shelf that you like and just use it as a guide. If you know that you like the style and you really like the book, then and you think people will like your book or your story or whatever it is you're sharing in your information, or the information you're sharing in your book, if it's similar and you think your audience will like something just like that, then use that as a guide to what you want to be in your book. Oh, this book I really like doesn't have any photos, so I'm not going to have any photos. Oh, I really love this book. It's photo based. Like, I'm going to have to get some really great photos for this. All those things, these are the little tiny things that you need to know before you ever start, because so many people just want to get to writing. But it's just like when you go on any kind of road trip, right? If you don't have a map, if you don't know where your final destination is, I don't care if you have a map or not. If you don't know where your final destination is, you're not going to get there. So all of the knowing your what is, where am I headed? What is this book in my imagination? What does it look like, and where is it going to land once? How will I know it's done, right? This is what it looks like. So you're going to ask yourself questions about what the subject matter is. Is this something that you're sharing, knowledge of your expertise? Is this something where you're primarily sharing a personal story? Is it a combination? Are you sharing client stories? And then, like I said, what does this book actually look like when you close your eyes and you're picturing, I'm going to write this book? What is it that you're picturing? How big is it? What size is it? What are the dimensions? How thick is it? How long? How many pages? How many chapters will it have? Will it be, if it's going to have a lot of pictures in it, is it going to be full color inside, or is it just going to be black and white inside? Are you going to use pull quotes? All of these kinds of things that don't seem important when you are thinking of an idea of writing a book actually are important, because when you make these decisions, they're really going to drive you more quickly toward your final destination. And when you think about your personal story, there's a number of ways that you can share your own personal story in a book. So your story needs to be, or should be, pretty interesting to be the only thing your book is about. Like, if you're just basically telling the story, in order to capture a reader, think about, your basic kind of nonfiction book and all of the action and the characters and the things that are taking place. You need a lot of those elements. Now, you might have a great story and not have enough to fill a book in that way, and that's okay too. Because as long as you have lessons or some type of teaching that goes along with it, some type of information you're sharing as well, then you'll be breaking your story up throughout. So the book primarily about your story is going to be a memoir. A book where you're breaking it up is you're leveraging your personal story in ways, to get a book out there and to share your expertise on a certain subject area. But you don't have to use your story at all. This book could totally be just for information purposes, and these same questions will work for you as well. So know your what. Think about all the things that you want your book to consist of. What does that dream book look like in your mind's eye? Like I said, the easiest way to do it is to just pull one of your favorite books off the shelf and say, yeah, I kind of want a book like this. When you've done that, you are ready for milestone 2.